these lovelies. We've got these because I think I might need to do a repair. We have these lovelies. Yeah. That's what's going on today. We used these to create these last night. Here live on twitch.tv/CletMSLP. And today we're going to be applying the decals live. So, oh no. Wait. Where? Okay. Sometimes, OBS gives me a heart attack. It moves. In fact, I don't understand why it moved this here. It moves the order that it shows the audio devices in. And for a moment, I thought that I was having another moment of my mic not working. It also shows that, but let's just mute that because we don't need that at all. Anyway, welcome in, everyone. I'm going to get a quick Twitter and a quick Discord out. And then I kind of think I need to do a little repair right there. But I don't have my regular repair stuff. So I'm going to try and just use gel polish. And we'll see how that goes. And maybe I'll go and make a Sally's order like I apparently should have. Okay, so hey son, you know, this chat window is not really where it's supposed to be. Let's fix that so I'll be able to see chat as more people hopefully show up. Welcome in. Hey Lexi. Hello. We've got these beauties sitting here. We're going to be cutting them up. They're going to be less beautiful, but like sometimes I wish, well, maybe I shouldn't say. I was going to say I wish I had nails big enough to fit the whole design on it, but that's not really very realistic, is it? And of course, we are still dealing with the saga of the camera, so bear with me with that. Let me get this tweet. Yeah, no, I don't want fingers that big. I just, like, when you look at this and you see, like, all that, like, how am I just supposed to pick, like, that much of it? Like, you know, it's never as epic on the nail. Hey, LJ. A few minutes before bed. You must either go to bed super early or you are in a later time zone than me. I'm getting started a little bit later than I wanted to, but I've had a frustrating day of looking at camera shit and not really making much progress. Hey, Sparkly. Okay. Let me quickly do a Discord too. We almost forgot Discord yesterday. We almost. Oh yeah, there's that. That's our temporary our temporary what's going on FYI command. Okay. At everyone. I did not spell that correctly. There we go. Okay. That is sent. I think we are good to go. Oh, you get, whoa, fourth all. I'm like not even up. I mean, I'm not like I can't function getting up at that time. I could stay up that late, but like if I were to wake up at that time, I wouldn't be functional. Oh my God, that's like, I used to be able to do it. Lexi Marie, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, especially when it's going smoothly so far today, but I'm just like waiting for the camera to accidentally cut off on you guys or for something bad to happen. Oh my goodness. KJT, thank you so much for the Prime sub. 7 months. Holy crap. Oh. Yeah, these decals actually kind of summarize within them, well, as is shown in that clip, why I've been putting so much energy toward the camera issue, even though I feel sometimes like I'm spinning my wheels. And hello, Amethyst. I don't think I said hi to you. And hi, Sophia. Hi, anybody else that's come in. I'm glad you guys are as excited about these as I am. But first, okay, so you guys know it's spring here in Minnesota. And I've been in the garden, and I was in the garden without polish on my nails. And my little stress point is a little bit closer to turning into a break. So I want to do a little repair, but I don't have any patching stuff right now. So I think I'm just going to put... I was debating between gel base coat or gel top coat. Maybe base coat. Like, that's designed more to stick to your nail than like top coat on a bare nail. Yes, Nightbot. Thank you for telling everybody. KJD has already demonstrated how to use your Twitch Prime sub. So, okay, I have that out. I need to get my lamp out. Hold on. Whoa. And I need to plug my lamp in. That's more of a challenge. I got this really convenient footrest that's got like storage inside of it. So some of my bigger stuff, well, the lamp isn't that big, but like stuff that I don't just want out all the time if I'm not using it gets stuck down in the footrest. So that's also like where my controller is, and that's where can I just move this and maybe, what is this the plug to? Hold, be right back. I hate is that still plugged? Are you still charging? I hate oddly shaped plugs. This is the plug for the LED lamp. So it's just so freaking cumbersome. You properly plugged? Okay. A toolbox is a footrest. That does not sound very comf, daggit. Yeah, Sophia, I hope you'll share a picture when you're done. Oh. Wait, what was that? Why did... Oh, that wasn't the camera. That was the cord. Huh? Maybe? I don't know what happened there. We're doing it for the colors, you guys. Anyway, so we need to... I don't want to, like, break this nail, so we're going to use this gel and hope that it holds it. Yeah, it's like it's just such an odd shape. And then the cord comes out of the long end, so it's like even wider because the cord has one of those not bendy ends. If you know what I mean. Just swiping my nail really good with acetone here. Trying not to get anything caught in this little tear. So, like, I spent a huge amount of time today. I feel like it was pointless, but I guess I did learn a few things. Daggett helped me out. He sent me a thing, like, from the Elgato site, and their information is wrong. I want to find a way to contact them and tell them their information is wrong. Unless there is one option that I found out that I don't know. I was unable to find a definitive answer. I don't know if I want to spend, I think it's like $60 just to see and find out. There is a, that guy was saying I couldn't see like any obvious like power, like AC in or anything. They sell an adapter that goes in where the actual battery goes in. So, like, the end of the adapter is shaped like the battery, but it's an AC adapter. But I kind of doubt that even that would allow me to disable this power-saving feature that is the main frustration point here. So, again, we have this very small tear in my nail. I kind of want to wiggle it around so you guys can see, but then people yell at me because I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah, so I started looking around. A lot of the other like camcorder-ish type cameras that have the, I mean, okay, so everybody, the thing with color is, from my rudimentary understanding, you get better, more realistic color, such as this, which is like 99% accurate. Although I did want to show you guys where, hold on just a second. I'm going to unplug this so that I can see on here, because some of the, can I do like this? Some of the like touchscreen features don't work when it's plugged in, and some things I honestly don't know where the button is for them. This. Okay, let me show you guys this. Complete sidetrack. This is what these look like. That's these ones that we're looking at right now in the sun at a really low angle. Like the light reflecting off of it at a really low angle. Like which design actually is that? Which, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Right? Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. The adapter's like $60, Daggett. Okay, so this, I'm always like struggling to get these angles of light while I'm on screen, and the ring light makes things really difficult. It lights things up too well. The thing when you get a multi-chrome, like the easiest way to really start seeing all the colors is to like, like you have the sun or a light or whatever here, you like get your hand at all these, like, you want the light reflecting at different angles. And when I saw them just sitting there drying innocently, I was like, oh, where's the camera? I need to show them this. So, hey, Sapphire, these are the same. So now again, I'm going to try to get it so that it's at like the same-ish angle. That is these. At Sophia, hello, another Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, Sophia. These are the same decals. These are, how was it lined up in the picture? I don't know. It was something like this. So these multi-chromes, it's really, really difficult under, these types of situations and lighting to show you guys when I can really get a shot like that captures like all the awesomeness that's going on. It's exciting to me. And just like this is exciting to me. Now, if you haven't looked at that little short clip, or if you weren't here last night, just take a minute when you can, and you will see that the webcam I was using previously showed all this lovely, juicy, like purple and violet, kind of a dark blurple-ish color. Like it wasn't completely, it wasn't like it showed it completely wrong, but it showed it mostly wrong. If you've taken pictures of nail polish at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're struggling here with my tutorial camera, which is very color accurate, but it's not designed to like stream like this. So it's all the angle. Let's see if I can get it there. You see it starting to, it's hard to do it because I'm like vertical. You can barely see. But you see how it shifts? It's all in the angle. It's too hard to get it at that angle. It's all the angle of the light there. You see how it changes down there? That turquoise just, and the purple changes, and just it all gets where was I going with all this? So basically the thing that makes this camera able to do that is the image sensor. Now, this is when I was shopping for cameras, I thought I did so much research. I was looking at this and this. I was very pleased with my decision as far as using this as my tutorial camera. I hadn't really planned on getting a capture card, so I hadn't really looked at cameras with an eye toward any of that. Even if I had, I don't know if I would have, known to look for clean HDMI output and known to look for, no, uninterrupted viewing or, no power save feature or whatever they call it. I'm just trying to flow some of that into the little crack. I don't want it to pool in there. I had a lot so that it could flow in there, but I don't want it to flow too much. Okay, let me just smooth it out a little bit. And also wrap this kind of corner side here. Maybe I'll do some on the top too, just for good measure. Although I'm not sure how the peel-off base coat will play with that. How long does this need to cure? 15 seconds. Maybe we'll do half and half. We'll just keep rolling it around in here since I did top and bottom. Yeah, and I don't know if there's a difference between the Cam Link and the HD60S. I kind of don't think there are. The Cam Link is just like a more basic version of that. And I'm not mad that I got the HD60S. If I'd known it was this easy to get it working with my computer, I would have probably gotten it a long time ago, because I have vague plans to eventually get a Switch, and I could use it to stream that. Yeah, so we've now got a little patch, little gel reinforcement. And like I've mentioned before, this mark on my nail, it's not a full break. It's a spot where my nail bent, and I've been referring to it as like a stress mark. But it is like it's on its way to being a break, and I could feel it at the edge. So that's why we just did that little bit of gel reinforcement there. I hope that works, because we've been pretty much break free for the most part. My hands are a little bit uneven right now. You can see my left hand is starting to get a little bit longer than my right hand. I should probably file them down a little bit after this, but we want as much of the decal as we can. Yeah, so basically this camera has a thing where if you don't push any buttons for 3 minutes, it shuts itself off. If you're recording, it bypasses that, but then we get, oops, wrong button, not that button, this button. Oh, it's kind of hard to get with the HDMI in there. Then we get extra stuff on screen, and that doesn't go away. And that's another reason, and I think the Elgato site did mention this, it doesn't have a completely clean HDMI output. So there's that, which, like I said, it bypasses one thing, but then you get to look at all that stuff. So looking at cameras that don't have that power saving thing, it's like they're like $1,000 and up, like the ones that seem like they would be what I want. But of course, at this point, I feel like no matter how much research I do, when I actually get around to buying it, it's going to be different. As soon as you buy it, you find something that you didn't know you should have researched. That's what shopping for electronics always feels like to me. No matter how much research I do, and no matter how happy I think I am with the purchase, as soon as you get it, you've realized something horrible. So it's kind of frustrating. Hey, Luke, and hey, Music Al. The other thing I was looking at was I was like, well, are there any actual webcams that have a 1-inch image sensor? And it's very hard to find information about the actual size of the image sensor in webcams for some reason. They don't list the features out the same as they do with an actual camera. But I went back to looking at the Logitech Brio, and that is supposed to have a thing. What is it called? HDR, HKR, HDR. some kind of thing that is supposed to make it more color accurate. But it's a pretty expensive webcam. It's not as expensive as these like camcorder cameras. But I mean, it's pretty expensive. It's like $200 or something. And I was like, well, maybe I should get that and try it and see how it goes. And I was like, but I'll run into a problem again, or, you know, I don't know. But if the other thing is, if I get one of those other camcorders, I'm going to have to completely revisit like my setup here. And then it's like, well, what am I going to do with this camera? Like, if this is not the camera I'm recording my tutorials with anymore, like, I'm going to have to like resell it or something. Cause like, I don't know, just to have it. I mean, I suppose I could keep it just for like taking pictures, cause it's as color accurate in pictures too. Cause I'm not doing color correction afterwards. I'm not. Yeah. And I mean, I was reading the reviews and I even found a couple like pictures that seem to be taken with it. And the thing, like when you're looking at cameras and you want to test how color accurate they are, purple is an extremely difficult color. For some reason on camera, it tends to either just turn blue or just to lean way redder than it actually is. And the reason I haven't just left it on record right now is because, like a dingus, I didn't take the stuff from last night off yet. And I didn't have time without too much dawdling around to go through and figure out what was actual recorded for the tutorial and what was actually recorded just to keep the camera from turning off, so that I could like delete those and create some space in here. So I don't want to run out of space, actually recording space, because we're going to be recording a tutorial here. We're actually going to be starting a tutorial very shortly here, once I'm done explaining and complaining. But I mean, I feel like you guys are in this with me, and I appreciate that, because I mean, it's all for you guys, but I mean, it kind of is. I mean, I have this in front of my face. I can appreciate it, but I want you guys to appreciate it too. And so far, this camera does that, but it comes with the aforementioned drawbacks. Camera obscura. Yeah, and the other thing too, like there's when you just look at webcams, there are so many that seem decent, and regular cameras too, and then you look and they don't do 60 FPS. Like, I'm kind of surprised how many still don't do that. Oh, gotta go to bed, Sophia. Thank you so much for hanging out before bed. I'm sorry we didn't quite get to any nail art, but at least you got to see these decals. I'm super pleased with how these turned out. And we are about to get to cutting them. I just had to... I was just sitting here on the computer and I'm like reading articles and looking at stuff and looking at specs and looking at prices and just, you know, feeling like a dumbass for kind of not thinking further ahead. Like I said, I feel like I did so much research on this camera, but then I just didn't go that extra distance. Like, if back in November I had just said, you know, you need to figure out how to get a capture card working with your camera and you need to buy a camera with that in mind, well, we wouldn't be having this conversation, but that didn't happen. Yes, I stream in 60 FPS, and since I archive everything to YouTube also, the streams are already in a lower quality than my regular tutorials, because my regular tutorials are in 1080p. But the 60 FPS, especially when I'm doing something like water marbling, when the color is like, it just makes it look so silky. When I did get this camera back in November, that was the thing I felt like made the biggest difference compared to my previous camera, and that's what made me start trying to upgrade my stream setup. When I got the C922, it was because it could stream 60 FPS. And then we went through this whole thing with that camera too, because you got it, and oh, guess what? You didn't know, and you didn't know you should look for the fact that this camera can't fucking zoom while it's streaming in 60 FPS. That's the problem with the C922. So I ended up having to have like a scene where it's like cropped in close to zoom. Like that's not going to work. Anyway, you guys, thank you for listening to me rant. We're going to do nail art now. Hey, Bethlor. It just, and I feel like it's not just this. I feel like this is almost every time I buy like one of the reasons I hate upgrading. It's the stuff you don't know that you don't know. You know, I didn't know that there were cameras where you could not turn off fucking power save mode. I didn't know that. Now I know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. All right, let's just move on. I could seriously, I feel like I could just rant about this for hours because it's frustrating and it makes me feel dumb, but I don't really feel like I'm dumb. I feel like shit's too complicated. Like, why can't shit just work? Why can't I just turn that off? Everything would be fine. I'm gesturing so hard, I'm shaking the ring light. I have not amethyst. I haven't tested the oil slicks or the whatever forevers for water marble yet. And it definitely is on my mind because since you brought it up, it is late at this point, Thursday evening. I'm not going to want to take this off on Saturday. So tentative plans for Saturday's stream are oil slick and whatever forever water marble testing. Yeah, shit is just complicated. You know, you never know until you actually like get it in your hands and try to do what you want to do. But then, like I said, this did what I wanted it to do beautifully. But then I wanted to do something else, and then this tea is at the perfect temperature too, so I'm sorry if I'm like, but it's like delicious. It's the vanilla bean macaroon tea. All right. So this will be, well, where is this gonna slot in the tutorial? Trying to remember what I said last night too. We'll leave the mentioning of all the colors and stuff for later. Oh, we are recording. It's very weird for me too, getting used to looking over there as opposed to here. I don't know. Maybe I should just try the Brio. I kind of would like to go back to the way it was, where like I'm streaming and I'm recording, but they're kind of a little bit different. Car lurk, enjoy, and well, I'll try to make sure that your car lurk is enjoyable so that you can enjoy it and drive safe music out. How do I should show all these in the tutorial, shouldn't I? They're too pretty not to. Well, I'll show them as I peel them up. I also have this one, which was kind of a testy one, and I don't think I'm gonna peel it up until maybe later, because I don't like the pattern well enough to use. And we also have a couple of these leftover little pieces. Oh, look at this before I peel it off. The benefit of the clear lids. Most of the lids I have in my collection are like more, you know, the opaque white ones, which are like off a yogurt and you can't see through. But like this one, I feel like, you know, if you were going for the underside, the clear ones would be the way to go, so you could know what you have before you have it. You might even be able to, in some ways, do some of the dripping looking at that side, which would be cool. I feel like I almost have to burp, which would be rather unfortunate to do, like as soon as I start recording the tutorial. Excuse me, there it is. Safe to record now. Where are we here? We can get in a little closer, maybe like that close. maybe like that. Once the decals are fully dry, you can go ahead and peel them up. You can use an orange stick or something similar to get them started at the edge, and just go ahead and pull them off of the lid. Once I have them all peeled off, I'm going to go ahead and cut them into nail-sized pieces, being mindful of, the area of the design that I'm cutting out, and trying to avoid any of the little bubbles that did form despite my best efforts. Oh! I swear I have such a talent for dropping stuff in odd ways. Ooh, this one feels a little bit less cooperative, but it's still okay. Ooh. And then these ones. This one's really pretty. That's my favorite one. So, I think I always use really, really sharp scissors when I'm cutting decals. I'm just looking at these. So like I was saying, some of these you maybe can get 3 nails out of, some maybe only 2. Some of them will have unusable areas because there's these, see those letters on there from where it was on the lid? So you need to avoid that spot. You're going to want to avoid some of the larger bubbles if you can. This one, when I look at the letters on there and the bubbles and everything, actually does not even have a ton of usable space on it, but most of the other ones have more goodness going on. And again, we've got some amazing stuff going on the back. Just a completely different, really metallic finish too. Hey, Squid. Wait a minute. 90% of your nail butts are caused by what now? Oh, boxes and storage containers. Hell yeah, son. Don't open them with your fingers. I always... it's kind of a super cheesy saying. Okay. I want to get this peak definitely on one. Do I want it pointing probably up at an angle? Of course, that swirl right there is pretty nice also. Of course, this down here is really good too. So let's cut this one like that. Then where can I cut off the bubble parts? I'm gonna go for kind of this area here. So actually, kind of that sort of a fit. Ooh, like that. So we'll trim off the bubbles over here. And a lot of times I'll put the scraps in my polished sketchbook. And then we'll give it some leeway. We'll probably trim these down a little bit more before I put them on my nail. This one, I would really like to get 2 out of. So if I view it could do one here and one kind of like that. So I could just cut this one right there Then you have this and this. Oh yeah, picking them up because you try to get that tight grip and then you slip and then everything is just... Now this has like this really cool spot right here, which I think like we could get most of that. There's actually two really cool spots. I could do like this. Cut this one here, and then this one I think I can size for my pinky. Like a little small one, but it's a really cool area. And then here we have this section, which I can do on my thumb. Kind of a wider, like that, and kind of keep the blue toward the cuticle, if that even shows. And then this one here, wow, can you guys see the little alien face? It's alien, y'all. Do you see it? Am I tripping? There's a lot of cool stuff there too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need at least like 4 more. Gonna go into this one, I think. This one's got a lot of bubbles. Like there's bubbles like here and here, but there's like a lot of cool swirliness there. So if I like cut the bubbles off there, like is that wide enough for 2 nails? If I cut it like right on the bubble. I could maybe do 1 nail and then... Now that probably is one on its own. I'm going to have to trim that a little thinner. This one's got a lot of bubbles too. But there's this area here, which I can do at like an angle. Let's go right next to these bubbles. And then this one, probably cut off like that bit. That's a very stripy one. We need some more kind of stripy-ish areas. Do I have... You know, if I go back to this one, this could be another pinky one. If I like cut off that little bit of the bubble, and then to that bubble, we'll have another little small one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need 1 more. I don't know. This is like moderately bubbly. I kind of like the pattern because there's this stripy pattern here. To get another like longer stripy pattern. But we also still have these 2 that haven't even been cut into yet. Oh, LJ's headed to bed. Good night, LJ, if you're still here. We'll grab a snack then, Amethyst. Wet snow. No. My mom said something. I'm saying, Squid, it looked like an alien. My mom said something about there being snow, and I was like, no, I disagree with this. See, like this has this. In fact, maybe we do want to use that. It's like this S curve right there, which is not by the HDPE letters. There's also like, I kind of wish I'd gotten more of this kind of, it's like the polish almost tore to let the darkest purple in the base show through. And there's kind of like a really good stripy pattern right here too. Maybe I think I should use this. This is more of a dramatic more of a dramatic stripe. So I'd want like, probably like that. And usually I would cut a couple extras because I always feel like something bad's going to happen. But I think I really like these ones that we've got going here. So, yeah, like really, you could almost make that like an intended design if you could find something with like that said something particular. I wonder if they'd still be. Ooh, look at that on the backside. See right there? I wonder if they'd stay visible with top coat or not. Okay, so we've got 10 things here, but they're not nail shaped yet. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at them. We're going to decide what is going where. And we're going to put them in order. These will probably be pinkies because they're so small. That could go on a ring finger. This alien, man, I wonder if I can get this whole face on a nail. Yeah, he could go on this thumb, so that means that this other big one is for my other thumb. We could do that on the middle nail. That would be a nice accent, which then means that this should be on this middle nail. Of course, this one kind of could be stripy too if given the right placement. Oh, this one was going to be on a thumb. I forgot about that one. Maybe, And I mean, you don't have to be as, like, I mean, I'm being very, very nitpicky here of what's going where. I feel like, okay, let's maybe put that. And I'm just picturing these like, so, okay, this is left hand, so pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. And then the bottom is right, so thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, like that. So then that would make this the other index finger. Oh, hey, Dino. Okay, so we could cut these down, trim these a little bit more before we apply them on the nail. In fact, I probably should in some of these cases. I'll do it as I go along. I've got my other little cuticle scissors out here also. Decals are actually not one of my favorite things. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go like that. Wow, they really are freaking really, really pretty. Maybe I should at least cut the cuticle on each one. Like where I imagine the cuticle is gonna go. This one it could line right up with what's there almost. But not quite. Where's my trash lid? And I use, like, I've got my little curved cuticle scissors because they make kind of a curve that you can also, like, exaggerate a little bit when you're cutting. Doesn't look very curvy, does it? But instead of just having it be straight across. So for this one too, like, I'm not going to have very much overhang. If we just do something about like there. And it is handy to do this because then you don't have as much cleanup to do right against the cuticle. Oh man, there's so much of this. Like this is the sort of a decal that really makes me wish my nails were longer so that I could get, more of that on there. I'm going to have to really, I think I want some of this where it kind of starts getting a little bit wider. So we'll want to trim it up maybe more like here. Yeah, that should be good. this one, in order to, of course I could have this going that way. No, I think I want that pointed toward the tip. And that actually is almost, yeah, I gotta be careful with this. This one is almost, they're kind of hard to show, but you see how it's like already right at the tip of my finger where that little in blurb is. So you got to be mindful of that. And these are, can you see the rounding there where I was holding it against my finger? These are a really good texture right now, or consistency for applying on the nails. They're dry, but they're not stiff. Okay, so Alien Dude, can you can. You'll go like right there. We'll trim off just a little bit of this bottom here. Like this. And we'll trim some of this just so he's a little bit less unwieldy. Get off me, little piece of nail. What? That was not 30 minutes. How many minutes was that? Was anybody looking? And the reason I say that is because that's what Canon claims, that the max recording time is for this. I'm just going to leave that because I don't want to get it to a point where I can't fully fit that face on my nail. They're like, how to like show, I mean, they're quite thin in most places, and they're dry enough that you could like tear them if you wanted to, rather than like sometimes if it's just barely dry you actually can stretch it. Of course that also depends on how thick it is. This is another really cool one. Like I could go this way, or I could go that way, probably this way. Like that. So we'd want to, and plus there's bubbles down here too. So we'll trim just to get rid of the bubbles and see where that puts us. Yeah, that puts us at a pretty good length. And we can trim a little bit off of this side too to get rid of the bubbles. Make it a little bit less unwieldy. Less unwieldy? More wieldy? I think I kind of like this one going toward the tip like that. So I'd kind of want to just probably trim this bottom weird shape off. Like that. Ooh. Yeah, I sometimes do too. I mean, especially, as always, it never helps that I'm, using peel-off base coat. Should we do like this, or should we put the blue so it's toward the tip? On that one, it would kind of be more, yeah, let's do like this. Let's do this blue toward the cuticle and not get rid of too much of it. We'll just barely round that out a little bit, so that we can keep that, because that kind of, it'll be the center nail. It kind of mimics this. We've got this blue on the bottom. We've got this blue on the bottom. They're not the same. They're similar. This is that random consistency we talk about so often that is such a challenge. Like decals, I don't know. They're I really like what you can do with them. Like, there's so much you can do with them. Do I want to maybe put this way? Ooh, yeah, let's do that way instead. We'll just trim this. Is that going to be long enough? Yeah. Like, just getting them applied well, I guess. I'm trying to think if there's like a word that I can use to describe that, but really, like applying them well. This is kind of another weird one. But we can go kind of like, if I go like this direction, or do I want to point it more toward, yeah, what if I do like, yeah, let's do like that. Kind of right at this small bubble. And sometimes it's kind of nice because you do have to inform your decisions by what the decals are giving you. If there's a bubble there, or if there's something really weird and gnarly going on that you just can't use, like your decisions are limited, I guess. 17 minutes. Okay. I wonder, it must be a limitation of the memory card. Thank you. That is still longer than my other camera. This is another thing, though. I mean, it's another limitation. And sometimes those are things like you would never even find that in the manual, because the manual says that the max recording time is 30 minutes. Well, 29 minutes or some shit. Okay, let's actually stop that. We'll set that to the side. And I like, keeping them like this on a lid. This is also, some might consider a little bit extra. But like when you're ready to start working, I like to have already decided which exact one is going on which exact nail. And definitely I feel like my peel off base coat, as always, plays a huge part in why I don't get great wear off of decals, because we're basically sticking a peely on our nails as a manicure, is what I kind of feel like. They do make very nice peelies. Base color, I think for the base color, I'm gonna go with the middle purple, because I feel like, obviously there's all the colors in the marble. That's part of what makes it a marble. I feel like this would not be out of place peeking through any place that it may peek through, and that is just in case. And I've rarely had it happen, but I have had it happen where I've torn a hole in the decal as I'm applying it. So as long as you get one that, you thought it covered the tip and it doesn't quite cover the tip. If you have the complementary color as your base color, then you won't, hopefully, have too much of a problem, because it'll just, it'll just blend right in there. Butt cure. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to want to take these off on Saturday, but if they want to take themselves off, that'll be a different story. The goal is to, I had all kind of fuzz on there, I suppose because that gel base coat was sticky and I didn't really pay much attention to it. Oh my God. Also, that Don't Kale My Vibe, I loved wearing that. We do have a polish in motion. God, that looked like vomit when I took it off. The cotton balls were just so gross. And maybe that's more normal than I remember, because I don't wear a normal base coat that often. But oh my God, it was so gross. It just, like, all the prettiness of the color went away, and all that was left was the ugliness of the color. But I can't wait to get the polish in motion edited. Got some more really, really cute Beanie and Clark footage for all the people that ask if they get along. They're hanging out together in the garden while I was out there recording. And it might go up tomorrow, probably more likely Saturday. Autocorrect, wow. Or is it voice to text? Maybe I'm blaming the wrong robot. It kind of, I was sad when I had to take it off. Both of them, actually. I was like, oh, no peelies of this beautiful color. But can't always have peelies. It's the voice text. Okay. Did you have to go polish in motion? All right, let's get going. Get in a little bit closer here. Oh boy, we got quite a little bit of dry crusties here. Can we? There we go. I mean, acetone also dries it out more, but it can also somewhat... I should have done my cuticles before stream, but I didn't. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Let's get a little bit... God, this looks so huge for y'all, but I mean, this is how huge it'd be on YouTube. 3 zoom. Starting off with clean dry nails, we're going to begin with the base coat. I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel off base, and you can use whichever is your personal favorite. We've had conversations a couple times about those nail tutorials that really get like so close and up in your business. Well, up in the tutorialist's business, I guess. I feel like I would be uncomfortable shooting my nails that close up or editing them or anything. Like, even this is kind of weird. Because I'm seeing them a lot bigger than I normally see them, and you guys are also seeing them bigger than you normally see them on stream. And like every little goddamn thing that is possibly ever wrong with your nail is on display for the world to see. But, you know. It is what it is. Dino. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. There's a fuzzy in there. Courtesy of Beanie, I'm sure. Yeah, I feel like it's weird. Plus, I mean, part of the whole thing with the stream is that it's like behind the scenes. And you're not getting that behind the scenes look with this. You're seeing like literally, well, this part isn't going to be on there because it's, you know, poor little right hand. But you know, you're at the same perspective as the tutorial camera, and I don't know, I kind of thought it was cool that before you had like the special exclusive stream perspective. I don't know. Maybe that's silly. Maybe you guys do want to be close enough to see my blood circulate. I can hear it. What is it doing? Am I confusing it with this? A little bit. The light. The, what is the ISO? Seems to be a little bit confused by that. Yeah, she didn't send any unregulated messages or anything. Yeah, I mean, usually when I'm even this close for the tutorial, you guys can see. Hello, camera, why aren't you? See, even this camera sometimes. Is it the curse of being a webcam? What the hell, camera? Why are my two hands confusing you, camera? me just leave one hand. Why? It doesn't like sitting here this close. I very rarely have this problem when recording. And it apparently very much likes the paper towel. I hate cameras. I hate them. I hate cameras. Red hollow and black hollow. Hell yeah, son. Cyressa, hello. I just don't understand cameras. Like, why can you do something one moment and then you can't do it the next moment? Look at Bean's little feet, you guys. That's so damn cute. He's got them like, boop. These little feet, those little feet, those the feet I'm talking about. I'm so tempted to touch him, but then he would probably move. He's also got, you can't quite see, he's got the arm over his nose. Oh, a vacation in Greece sounds amazing. That must have been super fun. Oh, did the microphone, did the thing that does sound, did y'all hear that? That was my back. Oh, so good. Okay, moving. Oh my god, I feel like exhausted. I mean, like kind of sleepy almost. Like that crack was so good, I could just take a nap. Oh my god, it was so good. It's so good, it blew my mind. I'm looking for my my nail implement. There it is. Because you never know what is going to work best for cutting decals until they're on your nail. Yeah, you can almost see like on his front paw, his little toe beans. Such a handsome boy. Oh wow, I actually don't know what nails cost like in around here, but like 75 euros translated. I mean, it's at least that or more American. That would be, seems like a lot. Trelala, thank you for the bit. Okay, we're gonna name colors, and then we're going to we'll apply the base color. We'll apply the base color on one hand. It's going to be a very narrow window of the tackiness of the polish. Like a part of me is tempted to do the polish and then do like a layer of yellow stopper, but that's honestly just an extra step. I would say that is more beneficial if you need to have like if you're working with decals that are more on the sheer side, like depending on the polishes that you use or depending on the type of decal that you do. Like those smushy flower decals that we did were a much thinner decal. The polishes were not quite as pigmented, and so the base color made a lot more difference. With these decals, I don't really think the base color makes a difference unless, like I said, we get to a situation where we're not covering the whole nail or we have a hole or a tear or something. So really, I mean, I could go right on with yellow stopper over the base coat, but I don't want to do that. So we just need to make sure to get it like in that prime stickiness window. Okay, let's start like this and then we'll zoom in, because then you don't seem to have a problem. I mean, look, it's fine. I mean, God, my hands look like I'm 90. Seeing them, okay, so like for reference, the screen is, what is the screen? It's like about like this big. It's a decent sized screen for a camera. It's not like seeing it on my screen. And even when I'm editing, it's not like as big as it is right. I don't know, man. At least I ain't got no hangnails. So, the colors that we're going to be using today are from Color Club's Oil Slick collection, which was recently re-released. This darkest color is Will Never Be Royals. Then we have Purple Haze. The middle color, which I'll also be using as my base color, is called On the Vine. Then moving more into the blues, we have Rhythm and Blues. And finally, Hooked. These are all very pretty duochromes, and hopefully there will be some pictures at the end of the video showing them all off. But I'm going to do one hand in the base color and then keep an eye on it for tackiness, and when it's at maximum stickiness, hopefully, we'll be applying the decals. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I get talking and I kind of realize I'm talking too much, but I have information that I wish to impart, and then I don't know. Like, you don't know when to stop, you don't know how to wrap it up. You just know that you shouldn't be talking as much as you are. Tutorial-wise, like streaming-wise, rambling I think is desirable, encouraged, useful. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting around for a couple hours in the uncomfortable silence. But like during the tutorial, sometimes it's just like, oh, shut up, self. Explain it more succinctly, please. I especially do that when I'm recording the intros and the outros, which I almost always record off stream. See this little guy? Get out of there. It's like you start talking and go off on a tangent and you realize you didn't say what you even wanted to say and you just said a bunch of extra shit. Get off of there. Okay. Wow. The camera, this is interesting. It's the way the light's hitting it. The camera's picking up more of the pink in this polish on my nail than I think it really does in the bottle. Anyway, so we got those all applied, and we're just gonna keep an eye on them and get ready to apply things here. Oh, visiting your grandparents. That's nice. That's nice. Welcome home. Well, that's not exactly right, is it? Welcome to your home, Musical? I don't know. What do you say? I don't know if I can call it a trick Cyressa, but like, whoa. Can you guys see that? It's from holding my thumb that way. We got a drip forming there. Let's try to hold the thumb a little bit more level. It's like I kind of remove most of my normal filter. And sometimes you end up sounding or looking a little bit foolish, but I think people kind of like that, so. I have not seen Nausicaa, but I know the Studio Ghibli style, and I think that would be so cool for a manicure. Oh, I see now. See, I'm like falling behind on chat. Chat, of course, also helps a ton. Like, I don't usually like completely read out chat, but I do like read out some chat and like respond to chat, obviously, so that I'm not just like sitting here like looking at a screen like, you know. Oh, we gotta get a more comfortable position. Make sure to get it just right, Bean. Are you thinking about what you're doing there? Oh, yeah, the application on these, and you can see in the polish in motion too. I mean, there's a little bit of graininess here. I had some beanie hairs happening on the brush and possibly on my nails too. Um, they go on quite smooth for, like, they look like they would be that kind of metallic that you'd have streakiness problems with. And something like this, come on, camera. There, you see, camera. Don't piss me off here, tutorial camera. You see where that drip is formed and it's kind of gone weird? I obviously won't be able to test with this, but Seche Vite would probably be able to fix that because I had on the burnt out a nail that got very like wrinkled. Seche Vite'd it, and in a couple hours you couldn't see. Like, Seche Vite makes the finish on these almost chrome. Like, they almost look like a pigment. So yeah, I do very much like the formula so far. Buttspot is normal. Of course he is. But even before top coat, it doesn't get real streaky, but you can get stuff like that. A little bit weird. Let's go here. I hope I haven't waited too long talking. All right. I let the polish dry for just a couple minutes. I want it to still be tacky, and then I'm going to go in with my decals. I have somewhat rounded off their bottoms so that I can line them up against my cuticle. So I'm going to apply them to all my nails while they're tacky. And then, whoa, maybe we waited too long and they're already not tacky. Yeah, we waited too long. Okay. Well, luckily, we have some yellow stopper handily available. So now we're going to add a layer of yellow stopper. God, this is really... I talk too much, you guys. I didn't think I waited that long. I guess they just kind of dry quickly. With the yellow stopper, I'm just going to work a couple nails at a time to try and avoid this getting too dry to work with. You don't want it to be completely wet because you don't want the decals to slide around on your nail. So you just kind of have to find a happy balance. Like I said, I'm going to line the decal up pretty close to the cuticle, smooth it out over the rest of the nail. Then I'm going to repeat that for all the nails on this hand before coming back to trim the decal. That's like not a great fit, actually. Sorry, I'm like in concentration mode trying to get these on here smoothly. Like, you want it sticky so that you can do this type of stuff without it just like sloop right off the side of your nail. If that makes sense. Let's do a couple more here. Whoa. You don't want a lot. And you don't want to use a top coat for this. Like, you can use another polish if you can get to it while it's still wet. But top coat, because it is intended to be glossy, like, doesn't get as sticky. So actually, let's do the thumb so it has just a minute to... And of course, how thick of a coat you do, all that stuff will play a part. Okay, this one, let's... like that. Where's the side of my nail? Like this. It's the alien. Oh, it's hard to see from this angle. Let's oops. Let's go out to about there. That'll make it easier working on the trimming here in a minute. I'm just like literally trying to make sure they have good contact all over. Not any wrinkles if I can help it. Especially like around the tips. See that one wrinkling? Like if whatever you're using to stick it to is very wet, it can like somewhat re-soften the vinyl, not the vinyl, the decal, and make it easier to smooth out some of these wrinkles and stuff. Alright, cuticle nippers are one of my favorite tools for trimming decals. I think I want to get right in there. See, a little bit wrinkled, but it's fine. And the corners too. And this is not all we're going to be doing. We're going to be going in with acetone in a minute too. So all right. Sometimes like at the tip, you can actually go like look at the underside to see where you're trimming. Like so. But it's a combination of like looking and kind of feeling where you're going. And it's better, like so many things. You can always go back and cut off more. You can't put it back once you cut it off. So leave yourself some leeway. Try to be generous in your decals. Oh, the mosquitoes. Yeah, there's so many bugs and stuff out. And worms and good stuff too, although actually I guess worms are considered invasive here in Minnesota. Like earthworms. They're good for your garden, but they're like horrible for the Northwoods. Which is kind of sad. But when I was out weeding in the garden and nearly breaking my nail, I kept like every weed I would pull out had like 2 to 3 dangling. Shit. How did I manage that? Do you guys see that? How did I manage that? I've damn near got a hole in it. Oh, god damn it. No. Love waiting. Thank you for the follow. We'll have to see if I can fix that. That's kind of not good. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to guess that it was too much yellow stopper there, and I pressed too hard, and I just, instead of smoothing out a wrinkle, I made a hole. Not cool. So it's what you get used to, I think, Cyressa. I know the feeling when I cut my nails down and all of a sudden I feel like I have to relearn how to type. I'm so mad about that, you guys. I can't believe I did that. I mean, on the other hand, I can 100% believe it, because who would do such a thing if not me? Okay. Let me try to be more careful now. This is a little bit weird. I guess I didn't quite get it at the cuticle like I thought, so now I gotta do extra trimming around the cuticle. Oh. Dino. Ah, Dino. I think I know what your idea is. Alright. Try to preserve the little alien head dude here. Yeah. Alright. Of course, like I said, we're going to go in with polish remover, but the more we can get off beforehand, the easier we will make our own life. And by we, I mean me. Okay, can I... Okay, so this is the only one that really, like, fucked up. I honestly don't know how I managed to do that. I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, I really am. I'm just doing a bit more. I know I'm off camera. All these little tiny bitty pieces. Oh, Cyressa. Oh no. Slugs are gnarly. Probably if there were slugs around here, Benny would eat them. He hunts spiders and centipedes and stuff. Let's... Man, I really don't know how I'm going to manage to polish surgery that thing, but I want to save it because that was one of my favorite decals. See, and this, this is just probably punishment for me saying that I didn't need to have any extra decals cut, because I haven't been having problems with application. So, yeah, lesson of that story is always have your backups, and then you won't need them. If you don't have any backups, then you absolutely will need them, and then you will not have them, and then you will be sad. Time for race time. All right, Squid Man, thank you for stopping in. I'm going to see how it looks after I do a little more cleanup with acetone. So, considering that our timing before was, what did we see, 17 minutes? We probably should do a stop and restart. Whoa. I mean, I've fixed water marbles. I've fixed a lot of things. I don't know about this, but we'll try. We'll try. There, just get barely off screen, little pieces. There we go. Oops. Everything's clean. Don't look behind the curtain. Oh man. I wish I could get the... Well, we'll maybe mess around with the cell phone flashlight once everything is done. I'm going to want to get in closer for this. Clean up. Battery. Sorry, y'all are going to have to put up with that. Hopefully it'll last through the cleanup, I hope. Once you're done trimming, you can go in and finish closer cleanup with a brush dipped in acetone. And this will also help to kind of glue down the edges of the decal. Make sure to pay special attention at the tip of your nail and just gently clean and press around the edges. We'll see how long we have a battery warning sign. I do have another battery, so it's not detrimental. Yeah, we've got some weird wrinkling going on here, you guys, but hopefully Seche Vite fixes it. See how I'm kind of like pressing? Like, acetone dissolves polish, so you kind of want to dissolve it into the base layer without removing everything. If that makes sense. Like this. And again, the tip especially. I kind of go at it with the flat of the brush. And like that. The tip, and I should say the sides of the tip too, like the sidewall tip. And I'm really... Seche Vite is going to have to come through on this one, y'all. The wrinkles I'm getting are just possibly due to the decals being a little bit too dry. I don't know. I still really like it, though. But I'll like it even better if the wrinkles go away. Oh. Yeah, you know, that kind of... The way those ended up looks kind of almost like it is part of the same design, but I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to go back and honestly, like, really look at the video and see, like, exactly where the hell I messed that up. Or how the hell I messed that up. I didn't think I was pressing that hard at any point, but apparently I was. I think I have a plan, though. Ooh, we wore a little bit away too much on that corner. It's fine. The tips of the nails are my weakest decal application problem point. Like, it's hard to get them to be clean and to stick down without like almost removing too much and having a little bald spot. No, I can't. I have another battery though. Probably getting pretty sick of looking at the blinking. I'm kind of surprised that we're still going. It's kind of an experiment. I don't know how early the low battery indicator goes off. See here, you can kind of... There. See that little gappy gap? You gotta press and... press and apply it. And now it's smoothed out. Yeah, there is, so this, you can either get an adapter that actually like fits in where the battery is but has a plug. You can charge the battery while it's in the camera the same way you like with a USB cord, but you can't use the camera when it's charging that way. And the actual AC thingy that fits in the battery slot, that's the thing I was talking about that costs like $60 that I still don't think would solve the quote-unquote power save issue. See, really quite wrinkly around the cuticle here. Try to make sure you guys can see this part, because this is another one that's getting a lot of like fixes as I'm cleaning up. And kind of the same thing again. I don't know if, yeah, see how it's like wrinkly and wavy and a little bit gappy? Press, 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 stroke, stroke, stroke. Get the corners. And it's better, not quite fully. So, yeah, it's just never quite as cool once you get it on your finger. It's like the best part is making them in the first place. I mean, it's still cool. It's still really cool. But I feel like it was a little bit cooler before. What? Can you guys hear that? That's the wind. Like, it's not storming, it's just fucking windy. I hate decals. I love drip marbles. I hate decals. Oh. Okay, let's, you guys are gonna lose your picture for a minute here. Other fun facts about cameras when you've mounted them to a tripod. Almost every single camera, every single camera I've ever used. Well, I can't show you. I go to show you on the hand cam. The battery door is right here. You have to remove the mount in order to take out the battery. Whoa. Alright. We will go like this. And we'll go like this. Like this. We'll plug you in over here to start charging again. What time is it anyway? How long have we been going? Oh, it's almost 10. So we've been going about like 2 hours, is that right? No, because I didn't get started right at 8, did I? That's not level. Dang it, why you be like this sometimes, camera? Can you please slide in here? I feel like you're at a weird angle now, camera. Yeah, you are. I think that should be about good. And we have, what did that say? 29 minutes left, I think, of recording capabilities. There we go. No, it's a little bit off, isn't it? There we go. Well, or is that even a little bit? No, that's good. Okay, so we've got some nail art brushes. I think some purple and some turquoise should fix it. Let's get in here. Oh, not quite that close. This close. No, this still isn't quite right, is it? I feel like when I unmounted it, I don't know, I unscrewed something slightly, and now it's not quite pointing where it usually points. Let me just... There, that's closer. Okay. I have one little spot here where I got a little bit too aggressive in pressing out the wrinkles, and so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of polish surgery. I'm going to start with a bit of the middle purple just to fill in the hole a bit. Kind of stroke that out and make it even. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the turquoise. And I'm just going directly into the bottle with my brush here. And I'm going to stroke a little bit of that in. And now that I see that on there, I think I actually want a little bit of the blue as well. So let's get that open. And when you're trying to repair a design like this, it doesn't have to be exact. You just kind of gotta fool people's eyes. That's what I always keep in mind. So you just want that spot to not stand out so obviously as it was. You're not gonna exactly recreate the drip marble pattern, but it will be the colors and it won't be a hole. I think just a little tiny bit more of the purple, and we'll call that fixed. What do you guys think? I feel like this camera still needs to be adjusted a little bit, is what I feel like. It's like if my fingers are, my hand kind of naturally goes right here. So yeah, that's better. Okay, so now we get to go do all that again on my other hand. I'm not going to top coat this yet. Actually, what I'm going to do is a tiny bit more polish surgery. Right. Come on, camera, right here. Can you see right here? There's a little bald spot. We're just using that purple to just mask it. Any corners where I got a little bit too enthusiastic with the cleanup, we're just going to add, or any tips too, we're just going to add that little bit of purple. Or a different color if it feels like it makes sense there. Going to wrap the tip on the thumb too. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the other hand. Yeah, this camera be trifling. Let me close these up before I forget. I'm going to try and use the purple again this time too. We're just going to have to be more on our fucking toes, you guys, and not let it dry like a bunch of distracted nail artists. I really didn't think it would dry that fast. I thought I had a little bit of time. But, I mean, every polish is going to be a little bit different, so I should have been paying closer attention. Yeah, this is a gorgeous color just on its own. Really, all of the oil slicks are. And even ones like this that look, I don't want to say plain, but, you know, not in your face multi-chrome. Like, they have a strong multi-chrome to them. It's just not, like, drastic. It doesn't have to be drastic to be strong, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm just gonna go right to it, I think. And see. So see, this works better too, and that was kind of accidental. I need to remember that. I kind of vaguely did, but I didn't actually act on it. I didn't get this one very good to my cuticle. I'm going to need to clean that up. It'll lay flatter on your nail if you can get at least one side matched up to your sidewall too. Sometimes when you're trying to really get a particular part of the design, it's harder because you want to see like how it sits on your nail. But it'll make it easier to smooth it out if it's like that. Or it just likes this polish better than the yellow stopper. I mean, can you guys, I feel like it's really obvious to me. Can you see how much smoother these are applying? Oh, look at that. I just smudged the fuck out of this nail. Oh, well. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm trying not to go like too slow or too fast. So if I like line that up like right to the side. Oh, there's the wrinkle. There's a wrinkle for us. Oh, the middle nail again. Middle nail, is it just because you're like crooked and weird shaped? Whoa. Whoa. I can't get a good grip on this one. I'm trying to hurry before this polish dries. What am I aiming for here? I like all of this. It's dry. It's drying. Hurry, hurry. Oh no. Did it fall? It didn't fall. I caught it. I caught it between my legs. Thank goodness Dr. Curtron's not here. That would end up a quote. Uh-oh, this one might be too dry. Yeah, okay. Yellow stopper. Oh my god, which is already still open. Let's close that. God, that's so sticky. Alright, get it like... That one's one of my favorites. It's got that S curve on it. Hey, Sparkly. No, we've got a lot of trimming and cleanup to do on this right hand still. You did miss a tiny bit of polish surgery. Another thing I noticed too, I don't know. I always feel like once I get it on my nail that the pattern is not as dramatic as I felt like it was when I was cutting it out. Oh. Sparkly, we are going to be seeing if these oil slicks water marble well on Saturday at 2 o'clock Central here on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/CletMSLP. What the hell is the twitch.tv/CletMSLP? God damn it. I don't know why it's such a tongue twister. Time for bed for Beth Laura. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you sleep well. Have a good day tomorrow. Okay, I feel like these just applied superior, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, was it because I got some of them to just line up with the edge of the nail? I think that helped. But even the ones that didn't, I don't feel like they're as wrinkly as the others. Now, this can be a bit of a challenge, working the nippers left-handed. You can also use, like I have the nippers, I have my nail implement, and I have like the cuticle scissors. I find the cuticle scissors too difficult to get really close, and I find the nail implement a lot of times not quite sharp enough. So the cuticle nippers, because they have, you know, that style of a pinching cutting head, you can kind of get right in there next to the nail and, you know, cut right up your sidewall. Kind of a natural, easy straight line. And then, of course, like I said, like to do the underside, like be careful of your nails. I've come close to accidentally cutting my nails while trimming vinyls before. And that's like sure way to ruin your day. So, get in there. And just like cut yourself a little bit of slack, but the more you do here, the less you have to do with the cleanup brush. Especially around the cuticle. You know, you can save yourself a ton of mess by being neat with your trimming. Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they water marble, and the whatever forevers too. The original Poptastic Pastel Neons marble really well. I'm hoping that the new ones will as well. We'll have to see though, because like when we were swatching them, I definitely felt like there was more than one formula at play. So that will of course play a part in the water marble as well. Wow, that one I almost cut too narrow. Can you guys see how there's that little strip of purple peeking out there? Like, it's not too bad, but if that had been any wider, that would be like noticeable from this angle instead of just like when you peep there and see it. Like I said, you can always trim more. You cannot untrim or trim less than you already trimmed off. So go patiently. That's not always my strong suit, contrary to popular belief. Like, I do have long patience at some times, but not all times. Yeah, I don't feel like these are stretching very much. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. Part of it is that I do tend to marble with colors that are similar. But I feel maybe part of it too is that, like, I didn't get a ton of the turquoise on some nails. Like on the pinky, there's like this little bit of turquoise over here, but the majority of it is in the purple tones. And even on this camera, like, there's not a lot of... The finer details are not coming through and being captured. And I don't know if that's due to the camera's limitations or due to my streaming limitations. I guess I'll see what the recorded footage looks like, because I'm only streaming in 720p. And I am recording in 1080p. So there's that. But I like them. I like them well enough. I always get a little bit disappointed because it's like, man, they look cooler before you put them on your nails. I need to find other stuff that I can just drip marble on. It can be sparkly, but not necessarily. It depends. I could be real patient for long periods of time, and then, like, all of a sudden I just lose all my patience. Like, oh, guess what? I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. In fact, there may or may not have been some of those moments caught live on stream. I'm trying not to get impatient with this, because this is, I mean, for me and decals, this is actually going pretty well. Some people make decals look easy as hell. I'm not one of those people, which is why I frequently forget to mention that literally anytime you are having trouble with the nail art technique and you feel like you would struggle doing it on your opposite hand, you can do it as a decal and just stick it on there. The caveat being that you need to be comfortable doing decals. Which you may or may not be. I'm generally on the not be comfortable. But every now and then I try it. Sometimes with more success than others. We'll just really have to put a shitload of Seche Vite on here and just let it melt everything together and work its wonderful magic. Oh, I feel like I did a horrible trim job on this one, and it's not sticking very well. I should have put some yellow stopper on this nail too. Using this regular polish was kind of difficult. I know I have used regular polish before to stick it. I guess, as I said, it just depends on the polish. Like, it really does. And of course, there's always like some weird... Yeah, maybe... I almost switched back to the webcam for this, but because of the colors, I was like, I'll give this one more try and see how it works. And once I top coat... Well, of course, once I top coat, we'll be almost done. I was going to say, like, I think... Did I mention? I didn't clear out the memory card before the stream. Usually, I have like 2 hours of recording room on the memory card in order to get around this silly 3-minute thing. But I don't want to use it all up and then not have any to record the actual tutorial. Yeah, well, you see, Sapphire, I'm not having an easy time of it either, honestly. I feel like I had an easier time with those flower smooshy decals. maybe because they were so fresh, or maybe because they were so thin. I do not remember using the nippers on them, for one thing. So I think they were thin enough that I could just go around the edges with this. You can kind of see it's got like a little bevel to it. It's not knife sharp. I mean, I'm not like, but it's sharp enough that if you have a thin, like, let's see here. Like, see this piece? Like, if that was on the side of my nail, I'd have to, like, press really hard to try and break it. If you have a thinner decal, you can kind of just, and it's simple. All right, almost ready to move on to the acetone cleanup on this hand. And the acetone helps too. But you gotta be careful. Foil glue, I mean, actually, that's not a bad solution. Oh, I'm putting my legs up. My back of my legs are so sore from weeding the strawberries. So, again, like, I use it not just to clean up the little bits that I didn't get to with the nipper, but to kind of, like, lay some of it down and let it dissolve and meld the polish together, and then carefully, like, the tips are one of the weakest spot, and that too, like, if you wrap your tips well, that can help combat that. But yeah, sometimes they just turn out better than others for me. So there again, like the tip, like getting that edge stuck down and clean. And actually, I was kind of showing you guys before on the other hand. You see how most of these don't have those huge gaps like the other one did? I mean, there's some minor gaps, like right there on the thumb. But again, like, just not as wrinkly and not as bad. And the only thing I did differently, you guys, was using, in most cases, the polish as the base coat instead of the yellow stopper, which I would not think would make that big of a difference, honestly. I mean, they're both polished. They're both, to a certain level of stickiness. I don't know. Or maybe it's because, okay, I have another theory, except, like, I've already discovered its flaw. I was going to say that maybe the second hand had longer sitting under the ring light, so they had longer to warm up, except the ring light is not really particularly warm. It doesn't give off a lot of heat. But those are the kind of considerations. I mean, it could have something to do with that. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of it, I don't know. Maybe I should try, like, heating my decals, because that can make your decals more flexible. And if they do have a little bit of give or a little bit of stretch to them, then you are, I mean, kind of just like clothes. If it stretches to fit your form, then you're not going to have wrinkles. But, and with one kind of decal that I find that much easier to usually do with is the Drip Drop Blobicure. Those are so thick that a lot of times, even after an overnight drying, they don't seem to be quite fully dry, and you can kind of stretch and pull them more. And I often do, just to thin them out a little bit, in addition to, when applying them on the nail, you can kind of stretch them a little bit more. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I should just start recording again, but I already explained why I'm not. I feel like a bad streamer, though, every time that happens. I've got to find another solution. I've got to find a solution that delivers this kind of color without these kind of workarounds and silliness. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I've had some really... Whoa. That's a weird thing. What the hell? It's like maybe I must have like partially trimmed it off and just not. Oh my god, get off, please. There. I've had some decals last and wear really, really very well. Honestly, reverse stamping is a kind of decal. I have stamped drip marbles before. Maybe I need to revisit that a little bit more. The problem that I ran into that was that I was not... Like, the stamp was picking up such a thin, transparent layer, and I didn't choose a good base color that it ended up just looking kind of very subtle. I'm trying not to worry about it, but it's just like, I don't know. When you stream, you want everything to go well, if not perfectly. And of course, it cannot go perfectly, and it often does not even go well. Technically wise. Creativity wise, honestly, I feel like, being able to sit here and chat with you guys while I'm doing my nail art and bounce ideas off you, and just even sometimes you guys will ask a question and it will send my brain off on a tangent, some completely different direction. I feel like my nail art has been like stepped up since I started streaming. I don't know if that's just my own impression, but like I feel very happy very often with my manicures. Not always 100% happy because, I'm a perfectionist. But I think a huge part of it is that, I do I don't want to say streaming forces me to test my designs, but it encourages me to do more testing, and that is always very rewarding and very good for your manicure. Oh, this nail is so good. I love it. Look at that S curve and swerve, and man, the turquoise is just really being difficult on camera right now, even on this camera. I just need to figure out how to jack you guys into my eyeballs. That's all there is to it. Because anything less than that is subpar, apparently, at some point or another. It's just unavoidable. Let's get some matrix shit going on in here. You got a hot pad. Is it the kind with rice inside of it, Amethyst? I think we've had this discussion before. Yeah, well, and you guys get to see behind the voodoo magic. You see, like, we're kind of struggling here. We're not struggling hard, but we're struggling a little bit. But we're going to end up with a really good manicure. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got its issues, but it's beautiful. A beautiful disaster. Is that a song? Am I making it up? Am I mixing two songs? I think I do that quite often. Like, I'll get the lyrics for one song and then I'll start like humming/singing it with a completely different, like some music that doesn't go to it at all. Although, Amethyst, was it you who found that candy coated raindrops last week after my reference? That was great. Oh, yeah. Reverse stamping. Part of it is they're fresh. Like you aren't really letting it fully dry. I always use the term dry to the touch when I'm doing reverse stamping. I do what's called the tap test, and you just see if it, is that dry. And yeah, I find that much easier than this than these sort of decals. I mean, they are still decals of a sort, but they're different. They're fresher. I have been streaming. What is today? Today is the 25th. I think 2 weeks from this upcoming Sunday, if I'm remembering my dates correctly, will be my 1-year streaming anniversary. I think that I started streaming on May 12th, 2018. But that might not be right. But we're very close to my 1-year anniversary. Lexi. I really can't believe it. I mean, and all these struggles and stuff we're going through with the camera right now and that I've been complaining about. Like when I first started streaming, I was very unsure if I'd be able to stream, if I'd like just get too anxious and too worried about the stuff that goes wrong. Cause I'm sure I'm not the only person. Like when you could do a billion things right, and when you're going to bed and trying to fall asleep, all of a sudden you remember all the wrong shit that you did. Like you're gonna do wrong shit on stream. It's gonna happen. It's live. Like it's gonna happen. And so like I wasn't sure if I'd be able to wrap my head around that. I wasn't sure if anybody would want to watch. I wasn't sure if I would, I just wasn't sure. I thought it could turn into something like, my Instagram page that hasn't been posted to in months. Like, oh, when's Click on stream? Nobody knows. She streamed 2 times and never streamed again. But streaming has become like so much more than I expected it to be. Aside from like having a hell of a great time with the nail stuff, having a hell of a great time with the Hollow Knight stuff too. Which, yeah, it was in my head that maybe we could do some of that tonight, but shit. I'm not going to be up for that by the time I finish this. I'm going to just use a Q-tip to do a little bit of final cleanup under the edges. Like you see. Oh, can't see. See that from underneath? It's because when you're working with that much acetone and this weird stuff, it can get down in the corners, and if you've wrapped the tips a bit too heavily, this will just clean them up. So yeah, I've been streaming for about a year, and I've been affiliate for about a month less than that. So soon, we will be having our 1-year sub anniversaries, and that's crazy to me also. Hollow is obligatory. Well, except for asterisk, if there's multi-chrome. Hello. Can you see the difference between these two hands? Like, this is my right hand and this is my left hand. This nail looks really weird. This nail looks really weird. They've got like this weird dapply texture. Oh, this weird square too. Some of them turned out really nice though. Index finger turned out nice. Big square, go away. It's hard to see at this angle. The alien face did make it onto my thumb. It's just, can I get at this angle so you guys can? Oh no, I feel like I would break my arm a little bit. We got some really good designs on here too. Big square. Why big square? Fun people to chat with. How did Buttspot not jump in on that one? Yeah, I very frequently have felt like that. I've even had people tell me that I seem like I'm in better mood more often since I'm streaming. It's like I intended to make this a place for you guys to come if you were sad and having a stressed out day and, angry or, whatever. And just relax and have some color therapy. But providing that color therapy, I'm giving myself color therapy too, and creating this community is like a community to support me back also. I've never streamed and been like, man, I wish I hadn't streamed. Like, that has so far never happened, and that's awesome. Yeah, Twitch TV versus YouTube TV. Well, YouTube's not TV, but Twitch Colette versus YouTube Colette. I don't have any cupcake polishes. All right, are we good on cleanup here? I think we are. Cuticles are mostly good here. Maybe just a smidge here. God, they're dry as hell. Gonna have to, I mean, that's because of the acetone, of course, but definitely gonna have to hit up some lotion after this. After I'm fully done recording. After I stream, I'll go and just wash my hands to get rid of that acetone residue. But if I actually like lotion up or try to oil my cuticles, then I just end up way too shiny for the outro. And going back and looking at this polish surgery here, I mean, it's on a kind of wonky nail anyway, but I think it turned out pretty good. Hopefully, Seche Vite will just fix anything that's still gone wrong with this. I can't send help, or I might also get stuck down that rabbit hole, Dino. Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I follow them on Instagram just to torture myself. My hair is doing horrible things. That's kind of better. I need to do something with my damn hair. I'm such a lazy natural. Oh, the ILNP train. I got on that train one time. I literally was thinking of it and reaching for it as it did it. I apparently have a very close 3-minute timer in my head. But we're going to record now anyway, because it's time for top coat. Top coat porn. Is that a thing? Can we make that a thing? You've heard of peel porn. Now it's time for top coat porn. Bow chicka bow bow chicka chicka bow bow bow. Finally, we're going to finish everything off with a top coat, and as usual, I'm using Seche Vite. Top coat, do-do-do-do-do-do. Top coat, do-do-do-do-do-do. Can anybody name the instrument used to create the original Star Trek theme song? For imaginary points, because we do not have banana stickers in this channel. Now, Seche Vite, I'm really counting on you on this nail, Seche Vite. I know you know your job, but I really need you to do it very well on this nail. It may take a minute while it settles everything out. So often, I love this shape that's on my index nail that looks like the road from the Scream. From my perspective, from you guys' perspective, it's upside down, but it's kind of a recurring shape that I do get in drip marbles, and I always really love it. I think I almost always pick it to put on my nails if I have it come up in a pattern. Oh, Mr. Alien, you're looking a little bit weird. Oh! I think it's okay. I ran my nail into my dangling camera strap, but I think it's fine. Wait, make which sound always? The theremin, yes. Yes, Dino. Theremin equals top coat sound. Ooh. Okay, but check it out. How many of you have ever played a theremin? They have a museum of, what is it called? Is it the Bell Museum? No, that doesn't seem like the right one. It's an electrical museum. And they have a theremin. And I've played it. I think I did. I hope it was playable and this isn't like one of those fake memories that you create for yourself. Like where you go to a museum and you see a theremin and you just wish you could play it. And then like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years later, you're telling people that you jammed out to a theremin. With a theremin. At a museum. My strongest memory from that trip to the museum, though, was they had this machine, this electrical shock you jolting machine. And it had a handle, like a round crank handle on the front of it. So you could go up to it and like grab onto this handle and then like crank it. And the more you cranked it, the more electricity went through the handle into you. Wait a minute, you built a theremin, Daggett. You're just like full of surprise. Daggett's also like a freaking blacksmith, you guys. FYI. Yes, you grab this handle and you crank it and you get electricity. And my mom grabs it and she like, whoa! Like as soon as she moved it, she was like, oh my God. And I took it and I was like to the highest thing. And I was like, and she's looking at me and she's like, let go of that thing. And I'm like, it's cool. But yeah, so some people are a little bit more sensitive to electrical impulses than others. Man, I feel like we got some weird stuff going on at the tip of this nail. Like I need to put a little bit more purple there and then maybe a little bit more top coat. Look at this middle nail though, you guys. Look at how much it's smoothing out. And it's not done yet, I don't think. The magic of Seche Vite. I'm Colette MSLP, and I'm here to tell you today that if you don't have Seche Vite in your life, you need to get some now. Why? Here are the top 5 reasons. But I'm not going to tell you, because I can't do that any longer with my voice. It's really good, though. Tiberius. Fun fact, Dr. Crotron has a cat named Tiberius. His wife is responsible for naming it. I mean, it's got like some things going on in there, but that is much, much smoother than when I applied that top coat moments ago. I think that needs like the darkest purple at the tip. We're going to do a second coat just to like even things out. Basenji, thank you for the host. Where'd my acetone go? Come back over here, acetone. Shiny, pretty, smelly. Clear. Why? It's not smelly. I mean, it smells. It has a smell. Okay. Right there. Isn't that so much better? Is there anywhere else that needs that sort of attention? Maybe just like right there. These tricksy tipsies. Tricksy tipses. Tippuses. Those smelly hobbitses. think that's pretty close, if not completely accurate, Dino. Alright, a little bit here too, I think. And we'll give this just a second to set so that when we top coat, we're not like smearing it. And then we'll do a second layer top coat. And then I think we'll call it a night. Although I really, God, guys, I want to finish that 106 run so bad. So ridiculous at this point. See, that's one that some people wouldn't pick up, and like Trekkies might know, but they wouldn't want to necessarily assume. Tiberius. I don't know any other reason you would name somebody Tiberius other than Captain Kirk. I'm aware of Speed Racer. I don't think I've ever watched a Speed Racer cartoon. I didn't like that style of cartoon drawing. I'm sorry, Dino. What, did they like have Hollow on that show? Is that why you were... I'm sorry. Here comes Speed Racer. I know the song. Somehow. Once I read it. Yeah. Butt spot. A lot of those old cartoons, it's like, they have like, it's like in a little jerky, weird run. I mean, some old cartoons are like, ooh, like the water in Pinocchio, which, since my mother is not here on stream, I have to tell all you people that it took the animators at Disney 2 years to draw that water. Or at least that is the story as it was told to me every time the subject arose. But I hope the neighbor at least gets it. And it's not like, dude, fuck, my name is Kirk. DuckTales, woo! Isn't there a new DuckTales? Is it any good? Kids have such weird fucking cartoons nowadays. Some of them are kind of cool. Although, like, the cooler they are kind of like, is this really for kids? Like, Amazing World of Gumball. I watched that one day and I was like, it's an awful lot of jokes in here for adults. Like, this is not a kid's show. Alright, so we are second layer of top coating just to like make everything super, super luscious and nice. And I'm glomming it on. Like, I'm really glomming it because I want to just seal in this decal as much as possible. And, I just love top coating a manicure. It's like frosting a cake or something. Like that final, satisfaction moment. I'll need to clean that. I'll probably use a cleanup brush in my overly enthusiastic top coat areas. And again, the sides as well as the tip. If I hold it like there, you can kind of see his profile. It's hard. If I turn it this way and you lose all the turquoise. So weird. And if anybody's wondering what I was talking about, that decal looked like an alien before I cut it up and put it on my nail. Your electronics are all named after Gumball characters. Teen Titans. I'm not disparaging them. Sunburn. Chat's going pretty quick too. I probably missed some chat. A remake of Captain Planet would be kind of interesting. Don't watch Mr. Rogers as an adult. I haven't lately, but... Well, I tried to get as much of the alien as I could actually on my nail. He's kind of like, you can kind of see his nose and his forehead there. And then like right at the top of my nail is his little alien doodad. But it was shown to much better effect when the decal was still full-sized. I don't know at what point in the stream that was. Maybe somebody clipped it. The alien decal. Alright. Finishing up this top coat. And I'm really liking... Like, sometimes... Now hold your breath here, people. Or gasp, or don't gasp, or... You may gasp. I'm warning you. I'm about to say something. Sometimes Seche Vide is not a miracle worker for drip marbles. Get off of their hair. What are you, a beanie hair? Sometimes a top coat can ruin a drip marble by, in a way, almost blending out the design too much to the point where you can't tell like as much of the drip marble pattern. With this one, that didn't really happen, but it did bring back out like more of a metallic sheen to them, like they are when they're worn on their own. I really want to wear Royal up on its own the next time I wear one of them is just a plain manicure. Probably not this week though. Like, and I feel silly sometimes like planning my manicure to the weather, but when I wear a polish that I know I want to polish in motion of, there's no point to wearing it if I know it's going to be rainy for multiple days. Like you see, okay, there's the blurple, there's the purple, there's the burgundy. On the side of the bottle too. Like you can just, oh, it's so good. So, there is our finished manicure. Wait, Sparkly Baby's a fan of which? Oh, DuckTales, yeah. The theme song is so happy and catchy. Oh, Mr. McFeely, what a name. Maybe that is kind of creepy. What a name. I'm going to guess that your idea possibly involves hollow. I only have this one. Like, I usually have something hollow on my desk to grab, and it seems like it keeps being this one. Which is, Oh, we were gonna, I'm remembering. I was almost gonna say we're gonna wrap up stream. No, we're gonna play with the cell phone battery flashlight thingy. Okay. We're going to turn off the ring light. Let's see if we can get some more of the burgundy showing. I mean, I think you're getting like a bit of some of the different colors here. Not as much as I would have liked. So, instead, I will just... let's see if I can show you guys this one more time. For anybody that was not here earlier in the stream. Can I... There we go. These same decals that we were just working with at a low sun angle. A natural sunlight shot at a very low, like, light reflectivity angle. Maybe I'll even do a polish and motion with these, although I don't know if I'll actually get the opportunity to do so, or if it would really play as nicely as that picture. Like, that picture might have to end up, like, in the tutorial at the end in order to show, like, what else these colors have going on. Ooh. Oh wait, pixie dust. Pixie dust. I have thought about doing pixie dust with some of these, like, as a contrast type of texture type of thingy. I have some other things that are interesting texture too. This one that I pulled out, by the way, I don't know if I said, was a hollow diamond flake hollow top coat. Can we get a little? Yeah. This is like, you know, just looks silver here. I love this picture so much. But even here, it's a little bit of a struggle. Of course, we were just playing with. Where'd you go, flashlight? Let's. Okay. That was for Dino. Anybody else too. I don't know who wouldn't enjoy that. That's what's going on when I say just imagine hollow. Most of the time, you guys, you know, you can see there's some rainbow reflectivity here, but the ring light it's just not conducive to it. So yeah, somebody did just post it's not quite 50% off. If you're not in the Discord, you are welcome to join. It's open to everybody. And there is a Color Club sale going on again. I think it's $10 off if you spend $25. So what is the math on that? Is that 40%? So not quite 50%, but a good deal. And if you don't like that sale, like, you can wait a little bit longer. The oil slicks still seem to be very expensive on Amazon. And they're not super cheap on some of the stockists that I've looked at either, like Trans Design, places like that. So right now, my advice for if you want the Color Club oil slicks or the whatever forevers is wait for a sale and buy them directly from Color Club. So I'm gonna, in fact, let's do it right now. Let's do it live on stream so I don't forget. I want to get a little, like, real bright, just little flashlight, so I don't have to, like, sit here and dork around with my camera all the time, because it's unwieldy, and, you know, it's like I gotta go into the app to, you know, it's a separate flashlight app, or, you know, whatever. So we'll put it in my list app. So organized. It's a lie. It's a lie. Let's see where I can find to send you lovely people on Twitch on this lovely evening. It's almost 11 o'clock for me, so I'm unfortunately not going to be doing any Hollow Knight tonight. Tomorrow we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be home part of the day, but I may be home early. But Dr. Crotron may be streaming, or he may not be streaming. All you guys also... Like, I know I talk about all my friends' stream an awful lot, but I see a lot of you guys in there, so I know you like to know. If you are not aware, this Saturday, the 27th... Now, I I'm not sure if Saturday is actually Doc's birthday, but I think that this is all in honor of his birthday. This Saturday, Dr. Crotron's mom is going to be in his stream. He said probably not like on camera, but she's gonna be there like chatting with everybody and like answering questions about like Dr. Crotron as a child. So if you think that sounds cool, check out Dr. Crotron's Saturday stream. I hope it goes down. It sounds like such fun. Sounds like such fun. Oh, look at this. What do we got going here? What am I gonna go on here? Yeah, I think... I don't even know what that game is. I think I'm gonna send you guys over to Praise. It's been not a super long time, but it's been a while since we went over there. Why aren't you muted? Sorry. When I'm streaming so often, it's like, I don't know. I guess there's nothing wrong with constantly like rating or hosting the same people, but I try to like spread the love around. And especially Dr. Momtron. I kind of liked what did I come up with? Mama Crotron or something else. Cuz I mean, like we have Mrs. Dr. Crotron, which is Dr. Crotron's wife. So Momtron is not exactly Crotron, but it works. It has a ring to it. I don't know who originally came up with the Momtron, but yeah. Oh, Nightbot. Okay, I'm still working with the Nightbot automatic things, you guys. I seem to have a problem sometimes at the top of the hour where they go off like right next to each other. And I apologize, but yes, if you have an Amazon purchase that you're going to make, click on that link to start it and I'll get like 1%. And you don't have to do anything, and it helps me out, and I appreciate it. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get Twitch Prime. And you can be cool. You can be cool like Sophia Kuso and KJD Radcliffe, who recently, as of today, used their Prime subs on this very channel. Oh, thank you, Sparkly. I appreciate you guys, too. I have, like I said, I have a ton of fun with this. I'd be doing my nails anyway, but it's much funner to do it hanging out with you guys, and we will get something worked out. Whoa, with the camera, something. I don't know what yet, but I'm working on it. It's strongly on my mind. So, that said, I'm going to send you guys over. Oops, no, not an exclamation point, a slash. I'm going to send you guys over to the Art of Praise Moyer. She is... What is she doing? Bookbinding. Kind of cool. And I like... it doesn't always happen, but I like sending the love onto a creative channel when I'm doing creative and, you know, gaming when I'm doing gaming. Unless there's, like, one of my favorite people on. Well, actually, Praise is one of my favorite people, too. Her streams are very nice and chill. She's a Music Gal sister. And I don't have any raid message or anything, but just drop on over and say hi. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me this evening and every evening or afternoon or, you know, time zones. Ha! I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Reminder, Saturday we will be seeing if the oil slicks water marble and if the whatever forever is water marble and how they water marble and getting some ideas going with that. So there's that to look forward to. And I hope I'll see you all next time. And of course, everybody on YouTube, if you'd like to join me live, twitch.tv/ColetteMSLP. I can say it without falling all over my words sometimes. If you want to stay on YouTube, there's things over here. Ooh. And, yeah, thanks for watching.